Hello, and welcome to another edition of Cigar Reviews. And today, I will be reviewing the 187. I'm doing this as a breakfast cigar. It's almost 5 in the morning, and it's going to be a busy day today, so I figure I would give this a try. This is the Esteban Carreras 187. Now, 187, I had a friend who said he was kind of iffy at trying it because 187 is the code for murder. Not exactly. That's slang. It actually comes from Demolition Man, the movie with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. I could quote it all day, honestly. I love that movie. But 187 was their code for murder, death, kill when Simon Phoenix first goes into combat mode and starts destroying all the future. And the only close law or code that a police officer would use for 187 is in the event of the murder of an unborn child. Not including doctors who are doing things by legal means. So it's a very rare code to ever hear from anywhere. And there are actually sites that say that it is the code for a murder in California and Detroit. No, it's not. So, number two, this is getting on to the wrappers and all that. This is a Nicaraguan Maduro wrapper. It's Nicaraguan long filler and a Nicaraguan binder. Now, it's kind of dark in here right now with the backdrop from the light behind me, so you can't very well see the cigar. It's fairly unimpressive with just this little gold band down here. And the leaf itself, it's a little, I don't know. It's got a lot of seams and a lot of bunching where you can see knots underneath it, which makes it look like it's rolled a little too tight. It feels really tight. And this has been dry boxed, and yet there's no cracking whatsoever to it, so it still feels like it's probably overly humidified, perhaps. But that'll show. Very unique smell off the wrapper. Kind of a pine smell. That's the only smell I'm picking up, is this pineish smell. Dry puff tastes like cocoa. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. Now, the Esteban Carreras 187 was blended by A.J. Fernandez along with Craig Cunningham. I always forget his first name. And this is a 6x60, and they come out at about $5.50 a stick. There were originally only 2 Vitolas of these, and they came out in 2010. So they've been on the market for 6 years. Nice, good smoke output. And this cigar is actually really tasty so far. I had the, which one was it? The 10 Ano, and I wasn't too pleased with that. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. So I didn't have very high expectations for this. But it looked like a good long cigar to help wake up in the morning. Yeah, I'm waking up. This is my wake up phase. Nah, I'm usually pretty wide awake when I wake up, so. Very mild flavors. Kind of got a pretzel-like taste to it. Um, Maybe a sourdough-ish flavor. Decent retrohale, not too strong. A little cocoa and pepper on the retrohale. So far, this one's starting off with a much better note, but then again, with the 10 Anos, I noticed through the first 2/3 it was pretty good. It was the final third that just really wrecked it for me. So, and that's one of the few cigars I've ever had where the final third just totally ruined the entire cigar. So, this has a beautiful retrohale on it, though. Maybe one of the smoothest retrohales I've ever had. Well, I'm going to get to you in a halfway point here because right now the flavors are just kind of pretzely sourdough. And we'll see how this continues. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to the halfway point of this 187. Well, I am very surprised at how mellow this cigar is. It is very gentle, honestly. It's been a good wake-up cigar. I thought this was going to be a blast in the face. Now, one interesting thing here is this is an hour into the cigar. I'm just about halfway, maybe a little more to go to get to halfway. Very long-burning cigar. Now, for flavors, I still kind of get that pretzel sourdough, but it's kind of slipped further back into the background and it isn't as apparent as it was. And I apologize for the lighting here. It's just so early in the morning and I got the light coming through the window and it's not bright enough to light up my room yet. I don't have a light up here. I will say though that this is getting a little harder to draw on. I hadn't had any draw issues up to this point, very smoky, but beginning to seem to get a few draw issues now. As for other flavors in here, there's a slight nut flavor, probably peanut, but most of the flavors are too mild to be able to pick out any one. But they marry very well, which also makes it very difficult to pick out any one particular flavor. I'm enjoying this cigar so far. It's a great wake-up cigar, especially at this time of day when, you know, I just wish I had a little more time. I'm afraid that I'm going to end up pushing this so that I won't have finished the entire thing, and I want to finish the whole thing. This is actually really good so far. So, anyways, I will see you in the final third, or as close to the final third as I can get, because I got to get out of here at 7:30, so I got about an hour until I have to leave, so I should be able to finish. See you shortly. Hello, welcome to the final third of this 187. I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to be able to get to this point. This has been a good 2-hour smoke for the 6x60. Very, very mellow. It has had an uneven burn. I'm kind of smoking a little fast too, so I bet you this would be a 2.5 to 3 hour cigar if I took it the time that it should. I was just a little rushed for time, and this one took longer than I expected, so anyways, on to the flavors. Very mellow flavors, slightly salty, a little bit of caramel in this final third. see. Still got some of that pretzel flavor, but the flavors are generally very, very mellow, married very well. Quite tasty cigar. This certainly blows the 10 Anos out of the water. The Esteban Carreras 187, much better than the other Esteban Carreras I tried. And I don't know which ones are blended by AJ. I do know that this one is an AJ, and surprisingly for a Fernandez, it's very mellow. It has a nice long finish. Let's see, anything else I can say about it? No, I've not needed a touch-up, so that's a good thing. I really can't think of anything else to say about it. It's just a very pleasing, very mellow cigar. Maybe one of the mildest I've had, with a lot of flavors involved. Just very tasty. So with that said, please add and subscribe. Leave questions, comments, feedback, suggestions. If you have smoked this and you agree or disagree, please go ahead and leave comments to that effect. Just try to keep it nice is all I ask, and enjoy every puff.